How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Math with Sonic, and today we are going to be talking about adding and subtracting absolute values. Now remember, absolute value is pretty much the distance from a number to zero, basically, is what you should think about. And in yesterday's video, we talked about the basics of absolute value, how to find the absolute value of -5 or 5. So today we're going to be talking about adding those absolute values. So let's jump to number 1 here, where we have 5 written in the absolute value signs plus 2. The absolute value of 5 is 5 because absolute value is never negative. So our absolute value is 5. So we have 5 plus 2, which gives us 7. Our answer is 7. Then for number 2, we have written the absolute value signs -5 plus 2. I don't know if you can see it down there, but hopefully you can. In fact, I've never used this before, so let's do that. Hang on, or let's do this real quick. I'm gonna rewrite this equation here. This is 7. And then I think I had -5. Alright, so now we have the absolute value of -5 plus 3. So -5 plus 2 is written in the absolute value signs. So let's solve this equation first, shall we? -5 plus 2 is -3, because really, when we're adding a positive to a negative, we are subtracting a positive. So really, we're really subtracting 5 minus 2 here, which gives us 3, and then it's negative because 5 is greater than 2, and 5 is a negative number. So the answer to this is -3. But the problem is, that's not our answer yet. The absolute value of -3 is 3, because absolute value is always positive. So the answer is 3. 3 is the answer to 2. Now I'll put 2 right there. So that's really how we add absolute values. Let's talk about subtracting absolute values. So erase all of this. Let's start. Let's do -5. Oh no, hang on. I messed it up. Minus, or I could probably write that smaller, actually. And then I'll add an extra line there. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see it. So we have the absolute value. So basically, we have -5 minus -3 written in the absolute value signs. Now a negative minus a negative will be a negative number. So -5 minus -3 is going to be negative 2. So let's write that down real quick. Negative 2. But again, that's not our answer because we don't have the actual absolute value. So the absolute value of negative 2 is 2. Answer is 2. That's our answer right there, 2. Now, let's do one more. Let's do Let's do 10 minus let's do 10 minus 12 written in absolute value. Now 10 minus 12, 10 minus 12. 10 minus 10 will be 0. 10 minus 11 is negative 1. So 10 minus 12 is negative 2. So negative 2 is the answer to 10 minus negative 12. The 10 minus 12. But again, that's not the answer yet because it's not the absolute value. So we'll put negative 2 right here. But again, we need to find the absolute value of negative 2, which is just 2. So the answer is 2. Let's do one last problem here. We should do 12 minus 6. So we have the absolute value of 12 minus 6. The absolute value of 12 is 12. So 12 minus 6 is 6. The answer is 6. There's your answer. And there you have it. That's how you add and subtract absolute values. So again, whenever we see absolute value, we should be thinking the absolute value is going to always be a positive number. So if we see negative 12 written in, so let's say we see negative 12 written in these, written in these signs, and there's a negative 12 here. The answer to that is 12. Anyway, I hope that helped. Thanks for watching. I think we're probably gonna cover percentages in the next video. Just gonna jump to some random topics, see what I want to do next. So I hope that helped, and until next time.